Dawson Rider review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the deluxe Grateful Phoenix from Machine Sentai Kara Major, the new fourth mecha from the series, which is primarily at the moment seemingly a Red Ranger based mecha. It's made up of these two pieces. You got Big Daddy Gold over here, whose real name is Embark, or Big Daddy Gold, and then you got the Phoenix here himself, King Oridon. And let's go ahead and start with the small one first, just to get it out of the way. So you have it in its typical little crystal mode. Not much to say here. It doesn't do too great of a job at hiding what it is. It's kind of hit and miss with that, but honestly, I can't think of many people that would want to be like, oh man, I'm in this for the rectangle modes. But it's pretty simple to transform it. You just open these up right here, and then this is actually a twist around, which actually feels kind of satisfying. And then fold the wings out, and then the head out. And you have your Phoenix here, which is very simplistic. That's the way it is in the show too. It's not like they skimped on the details. It's pretty much like one of the little mini auxiliaries where it's all one color, but it's, you know, in the main mecha line here. I kind of dig it. I like the crystal plastic with a little bit of shiny bits in there that makes it look glittery. I said in my review of the episode, which actually is probably going to come out after this, but he also kind of looks a little bit more like a pterodactyl for me here. Dinos again, but yeah, I think he looks pretty cool for what he is. Nothing too huge to write home about. Like literally, it's like a smaller mecha, but I think it gets the job done, and I kind of like the color scheme of it, and I like the golden emblem here, which is obviously going to be part of the transformation, but I just kind of like the way they contrast off of each other. All right, now we have the main event here, which also doesn't really conform too well to just being a rectangle, but I kind of like the look of it here. It almost looks like a totem or a digi-egg or like some gates here, so I do kind of dig the design of it, just in terms of it actually looking like something cool other than just a bunch of random mecha kibble before you transform it. But this is then going to have two modes and in sort of its vehicle mode, so maximize. Every time I say vehicle mode, I think of maximize, mainly because of the N64 game. So you open it up here and here's the mode. No, I'm just kidding. And then you fold it out here like this. And then the first mode, well, let's do this first actually. I'm going to show this one first. Fold these around and down until they click here. And then fold these out. And you have the first mode here, which is just its standard mode, which is primarily gold. I think it looks pretty cool. Not my absolute favorite individual mode, but I think it looks good. And I think for the most part, the gold plastic on it looks really nice. You have a little bit of discrepancy here with the weapon part, but for the most part, it's got kind of a nice deep gold. It's pretty simplistic since it's primarily just three colors, which is the gold, the silver a little bit, I guess 4 if you count the eyes, and then this here. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but I think for what it is, it's pretty cool looking, and I kind of like the look of it here with this bow here. I think that's pretty neat. You know, it does its job well. And then for its other mode, you really got to do a lot, because first of all, you have to do this. Let's see that again in slow motion. But you do that, and then you fold these back here to sort of kind of like they were basically, and you just fold them back here and create like kind of a back bridge, and then make sure that these are angled up. And then you have this mode, which is a separate mode on its own. It's kind of like an inverse hoodie or sweater or something, and you have this different mode here. But this mode is also used for really the only official combining mode with more of the mecha. So you can put the 5 main Kara Major mecha on here. So I already took the liberty of putting yellow on the back of red. I might have him a little bit backwards. But you can place him on here, line up these two pegs right here. It was a little blurry there, but with these two here. Green, and you snap them right onto here. Then with pink, you're actually going to use this little divot in here and sort of snap it on. You can see it'll kind of fit between there, and that's how you do pink. And blue just kind of fits nicely on here, and you can have him carrying all the mecha. Of course, if you want to, you could also put some of the other auxiliaries on there in like a self formation, or you can put them on there in their gem modes as well. And this was just recently used in the show debut when they healed him. But right now, there's not you know, a giant Fustercluck mech, which I definitely miss. I'm still hoping for one of those in a future Sentai season. But this is as close as we've gotten for some more combinability between some of the core mecha. And this isn't even the mecha mode. It's more like a carrier formation. But it's not bad. It kind of reminds me of the Battle Fleet in a way. It's not terrible. And if you're somehow trying to save space, at least this is like 6 Zords together or whatever. So it's not terrible. And it's kind of nice, but I still kind of wished for more actual mecha connectivity. Okay, now I got him ready to do our main mecha formation. So for that, you're going to open these up and then swing these back in like they were at the start, except now they're going to be legs, like this. Then just take these two and bring them around town, and they snap in so that they're secure as hands. And then we're going to take these bits out because they're going to be the weapons, and we'll just set them down. Now we're going to take Phoenix, and right here is a sliding mechanism. You'll see it's not a snap-on, it's a slide-on mechanism. So it goes like that. And then watch here, this is pretty cool. The way you do this is you slide this down, and when you slide it down, it presses these up, creating the helmet. So just to show you that, I think that's pretty cool. It's funny because I was like, okay, where is the helmet piece? Where do I pull it up from? But it actually presses these in and then presses it around it to create the helmet piece. And I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool and pretty satisfying. And then you can put the mecha arms in here, and you can also do the formation where you put them both together like this, but I'm gonna put them in both hands just for the sake of the review. And then I'm gonna drop it first. That's key. When you're putting the second one in, you make sure you drop it first, and then it's the third try. Now I'm just stalling. But there you have the actual main event, Grateful Phoenix. I think it's pretty freaking cool. You know, usually the suit looks better than the toy, which is true here as well, but I think this is one of the better looking as a toy. Like some of them, I love Caramagian and I do like the toy, but I don't think it captures very well how awesome it looks in the show. And like I said, this isn't perfect, but I think it captures a little bit more of his majesty on the toy front. Like it is blocky, but it's not quite as blocky as Caramagian in terms of comparing it to the show, and I think it makes it look really cool with all the wings out. It looks really majestic. I love the way that the wings here, like literally I meant these wings majestic, but these wings too look really cool. I love the contrast of the crystal blue to the red and gold of the mecha. I love the gold here. I love the gold from the weapons. I think it just looks really cool. It's a lot smaller than I expected because I know they're not doing the big mecha recently, but I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger, especially with the price tag and everything, but it's a little bit smaller than I thought, but I still think it looks pretty cool, and I really dig the design of it a lot. And like I said, I really like the way the helmet is done. I think that on the toy, the helmet looks a little bit funny, like it looks a little smaller than it should be, and maybe, I don't want to say cheap, but it looks a little bit off, which is kind of unfortunate, but I really do dig that mechanism. I think that was a really cool mechanism, and it's really satisfying to do. Like, I love that little insta-transform aspect of it. I just think that's pretty neat overall, and like, it was just unexpected, you know, even seeing it in the show and everything. I was looking for like either the little pieces to put on it, because sometimes it'll be a separate piece you put over it, or like the flap to put it on there, and the fact that it happens instantly is pretty cool, and I dig that a lot. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this mecha set. It's probably one of my more favorites, like I said, design-wise, but even as a mecha, as a toy, I think it's pretty fun. I like the transformations. They're fun and easy to do. There's some fun and satisfying bits to them. You know, if you have Caramagian, you have the bonus of being able to combine them as a fleet. I think the mecha looks good. It's fun and easy to transform. So I think if you're a fan of this one, I can definitely recommend checking it out. It looks really good on the shelf. A really cool mecha. I really like the Caramager designs this year, even though I've been hoping for a Fuster Clock. But anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.